Ian Lewison. My name's Ian Lewison. I'm from Brixton, heavyweight, taking part in my first title fight, which is a Southern area. It's on September the 7th, York Hall, Bethnal Green. I'm fighting Tom Dallas. He's getting knocked out early. I'll give him about 2-3 rounds at most. He's going to get chinned. I'm going to bring home my first title, one of many.
Lay them out! Ian Lewison. Lewison.
Come in.
"31-year-old Ian Lewison has the most important fight of his career to date when he boxes Tom Dallas for the Southern Area Light Heavyweight title on September the 7th. His story has been one of a talented individual who has yet to realise his full potential. With his career in the doldrums, Ian decided to sign with the Goodwin team in the middle of 2012, and his first bout was actually an unimpressive one against Hungarian Istvan Rzyński in July 2012. After the Rzyński fight, Ian had a meeting with his manager Steve Goodwin, and they mutually decided to bring heavyweight specialist trainer Don Charles on board.
Right. Well, as you know, I have been with Ian Lewison. In fact, it's about 14 months I've been training Ian Lewison. He came to me as my stable. I've got quite a busy stable. Steve Goodwin asked me if I would look at him. I didn't really know too much about Ian Lewison. I knew the name. For years and years I've been hearing the name about how good he was or how good he is. But not till Steve Goodwin drew it to my attention to take a closer look at the guy, because he was thinking of promoting him. My initial reaction to Steve, I said, "Are you sure, Steve?" Because I've heard so much about this kid, but it didn't seem to be moving any further from a few years when I first heard about him. And why is this? There's always a reason why people don't progress in their career. So Steve said, "Look, I'm looking to take him on. Will you train him? Take a look at him." And when I took a look at him, then I saw what everybody was fussing over. The kid is blessed with skills, right? He has skills in abundance. But there is a but. That big but is that he doesn't like to train. Yeah, he doesn't like to train. And which is unfortunate, because if this kid, I call everybody a kid because I'm old enough to be their father, not in a disrespectful manner. When I say kid, I refer, in fact, in boxing terms, boxers are always referred to as kids. So I still would refer to him as a kid. But no, he's a fully grown man, but I still refer to him as a kid in a nice way. The kid, he's got everything in abundance. He's the most talented heavyweight that I've worked with, and I'm still working with. I took him on and I said, "Look, everybody says the same thing and everybody can't be wrong. So let's prove them wrong." Together, we had an agreement. Let's prove them all wrong. Okay? Let's show them that you can do it. Let's train hard. Put it in the training, and then let's train hard, fight easy. So since he's been with me, I'm trying to reprogram his mindset. A lot of it is in the mind. Reprogram his mindset, the way he thinks, his approach to training. And, yes, is improved, but we're far from where we need to be, where he needs to be. Okay, is inconsistent with his timing. Okay, but once he gets to the gym, he gives me the work that I need. Okay, he's a hard worker. He just needs to be pushed. He needs to be motivated. He needs to be encouraged. Yeah, he needs to be pushed.
Don, he's definitely helped me along the way. As you can see, you can notice the improvement from the fights, from the Rosinski fight when I wasn't with Don to the Dart fight when I was with him. Yeah, he's definitely helped with the fitness and he's sharpened me up a bit. But yeah, going into it, I could say overall it's been a winning combination. Definitely has elevated me in a sense to where I've reached a new level in fitness, and it's definitely helped me to showcase some of the skills which were there but just weren't able to be utilised at the time because of the fact that the fitness and everything weren't there. So yeah, so as time has shown right now, it's a winning combination as it stands.
The first fight for the new team was the biggest fight of Lewison's professional career at that stage. A grudge match was arranged against undefeated Welshman Dorian Darch, live on primetime in December 2012.
Well, if he keeps talking about it, in all honesty, I've never been heavier.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never been heavier. I haven't done no training. If he's done training, I've just done myself a disadvantage because I haven't been training.
You haven't?
No, I haven't. The only training I've been doing is to the front of the McDonald's line.
No. If you think you're going to con him, I mean, you could be. So you're just training down there, just training, eating, and relaxing.
Yeah, that's it. In all honesty, I just got to train in McDonald's. That's about all I need to beat Dorian.
But he's unbeaten.
Yeah, but
and he's a big lump.
Yeah, but he's unbeaten. But who has he fought?
Okay.
Who has he fought?
But I mean, because I'll tell you now. And I haven't told you this. He's not going to walk through the door. It's not going to be like one of those programs. But I did speak to him a bit earlier. We'll hear from him in a minute, and he talks about all sorts of things. And I've got to be honest with you. And I've been around fighters a little bit. He's a very confident blonde boy.
Well, so he should be. He's the one getting in the ring.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll actually have a listen to him, right? And the first question I asked him straight away, and it's interesting you should talk to me there about being in a McDonald's queue. The first question I asked Dorian Darch when I spoke to him earlier on is, tell me the truth, Dorian, what do you really think of Ian Lewison?
Well, I've had a quick look at him on YouTube, if I'm honest, and as an amateur, I admit that he was a good amateur. He boxed at a high standard, but then once he's turned over to pro, all he's done is eat, what I can gather of it, and he's just blown himself up to 19 stone near enough for his last but one fight. Then he trimmed down to 17 stone 7 and said he was going to do this and that, and he's a changed man. But then he just struggled through a four-round victory against Esteban Rosinski, which I stopped within a minute in my last but one fight. So I don't see anything special about him at the moment. Because
you're putting your unbeaten record on the line against him, aren't you, as well?
Yeah, and I'm going up into his backyard and fighting him, so shows I got no fear of him or nothing.
So really, I mean, as you say, you acknowledge that he had a decent, a good amateur career, but his weight's gone up and down.
Yeah, it fluctuated. Like, he's been up to 18 stone 12, I think he was, when he lost to Colin Kenner. And that's still on YouTube, and he looked terrible in that fight.
Because you have been exchanging the pair of you, if you don't mind me saying so, some good insults.
Yeah, not too bad.
Is that your usual way of doing business, Dorian? Do you often get in the face of opponents?
To be honest with you, I weren't on Twitter to start off. Then one of my mates followed him because he heard I was fighting him, and he was saying this and that, and he's going to cause an earthquake when I hit the canvas and things. So I just went on there to retaliate, Steve, to stop him talking nonsense.
Yeah, you got to defend your corner, Dorian.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got to. That's why I went on there. But he's blabbing this and that. I've read it all before. Like, I've obviously looked into him. I'm not stupid. His last fight against Esteban Rosinski, he said that I've dropped all my weight, I'm going to knock him out and do this and do that, and he didn't. He was rubbish. And it was on YouTube, but suddenly now it's disappeared off YouTube because he looked so bad.
Well, listen, Dorian, I only wanted to get you on quickly, just to balance things up, but it's been a pleasure talking to you, and I'll see you soon, and hopefully I'll get you one day on my sofa.
Okay, marvellous. Thank you very much, Steve. I'll speak to you again.
Well, if you're looking for a grudge match, then this one is it. Ian Lewison and Dorian Darch. No love lost between these two. This is the earthquake in Essex. And Lewison said he was going to cause an earthquake when Dorian hit the canvas. Darch, meanwhile, hit back with saying he looked more like Professor Clump than a boxer. Lewison goes straight in, as you would expect, given what happened before the fight, and Darch hits back. Wow, what a start to this fight. And the referee said he wanted a good one.
Darch is his own worst enemy in this fight at the moment. The way he's coming in so reckless, he's diving in too much, and Lewison's just catching him on the way in. He's falling really short and sloppy with that jab, and that's why he's getting caught with that big overhand.
A massive right from Lewison. Down goes Darch. He thought that was over, Lewison there. He was running away to the other side of the ring, but Darch immediately back to his feet. Shows good resilience. He's claiming that was around the back of the head. I'm not sure myself.
Certainly not as strong as they were.
Lewison, another good left. Brilliant right. What an uppercut that was.
Up at the end.
And Darch
he's not going to get up
against the turnbuckle.
Stop.
The referee has stopped it, and Lewison delivers just as he said he would. What a performance that was, and what a fight. Ian Lewison is back. He was called out by Steve Goodwin before the fight. He said he's got to produce or he can get another job. No excuses. He didn't need one tonight. Darch was brave, but it's a first defeat for the Welshman. And Lewison is back, Kevin Murray.
Good performance, you know, in terms of guts. Technique maybe not so much, but, you know, in terms of guts and will to win, hats off to both lads. I'm looking up here now, it's good to see Darch talking back to the doctor. His head's clear, and both lads embracing it. That's boxing, look at that. No other sport would you get that.
No, absolutely, given what went beforehand as well, but you earn respect in the ring, don't you?
Absolutely, they both respect each other now, you know, they had all the build-up beforehand. They've gone at it toe-to-toe war there. They just had a nice hug and embrace. It's great to see that Darch's head's clear and he's talking to the doctor. That's good to see.
Ian, that was your 8th pro fight, and wow, what a fight you put on for us. You did exactly what you said you'd do.
That is, thank you. But first and foremost, I'm going to start this off by saying to my kids, it was for them. They give me the motivation to get up and do what I do. And yeah, it was a great fight. He came there, he actually came to fight. I'll give him credit for that. He done what he done. All congratulations to him. He tried, he did, he honestly tried.
You said that this was your last chance and you'd consider changing jobs if you didn't win. Is that really how you felt?
No, but you know, I was approaching this like, at the end of the day, I've had so many fights, and the way my pro career started off, it's been on, off, on, off. I've been inactive for so long for time, and it's just been a fact of me using that as inspiration to get up and put in a performance which I well needed, which was the one I done today.
Steve, that was a great matchup.
Yeah, it was a perfect match, and Ian needs tests. He can't have easy fights. He has to progress now and progress fast, and this was the first step. I'm convinced Ian will be competing for, you know, British, European titles within 12 months, and we're going to make sure that as long as he keeps up his motivation, that I'll deliver that for him.
You feel it's going to be big 2013 for you?
No, it is. At the end of the day, Steve's a man of his word. He said he's doing what he's doing, and he's doing it. And all respect to him for in that sense, and it's just down to me to keep the wins coming now, because he's doing the opponent. He's lined up the opponents for me, keeping everything that he said he's going to do. He's been doing. So it's a matter of me keeping up my end of the bargain.
The first fight he had under my guidance, tutelage, he fought a young man in the name of Dorian Darch, I believe it's from Wales, and he was unbeaten. The chap was an unbeaten 7-0, I believe, or he was a 6-0, something to that. He was a very confident. When you're unbeaten, you're very confident because you've never been beaten. You've never tasted defeat, so you don't know what it is to lose. You know. So when he in fact, I believe he requested for the fight against Ian Lewison, because people look at Ian Lewison, and I don't blame them. If you look at him from a distance, yeah, you would only draw one conclusion. You know, this guy looks easy. I'm going to fight him because he's lazy. He appears lazy. Yes, he is. He has a lazy outlook. Yeah, the way he shapes up in the ring, you look at him, you say, I can beat this guy, you know, but not realizing this guy is probably one of the hardest hitting heavyweights on the planet right now. It really is. He's blessed with heavy hands in both hands. So the fight took place, and the rest is history. He was able to demonstrate, not only did he outwork a younger man than himself, unbeaten. He outworked him in every department. He outskilled him, okay, outboxed him, outfought him, and stopped him.
Desperately shed
After the dart fight, Ian was off to spot in Prizefighter in February 2013. Lewison wasn't keen on taking part in this competition as he felt that the draw would not be arranged kindly to him. This actually proved to be the case. Nevertheless, in the first round, Ian produced a devastating performance to knock out the respected Timo Hoffman in the first round.
It was the Prizefighter, that's right, the prize of competition. It was drafted in to compete in the Prizefighter. Again, you know, he wasn't the favourite, you know, he wasn't the favourite. There was a lot of established fighters who were in that competition. And we went into it with view to win it, and we believed we could win it. He went into that competition. We trained hard, we went abroad to train, and we came back. We contested, he beat the first guy, stopped Timo Hoffman, who's only been stopped once in 50 previous fight. And he stopped him in good display of boxing. In one round, I believe it was, he stopped him in 2 minutes, inside 2 minutes of the first round. Fantastic win. And he faced an American in the next round, the name of Rossi. And I believed Ian Lewison won that fight, okay? He spent a lot of energy. Because of the nature of the competition, you need to have enough energy for the next round. He spent a lot of energy in that round, and I believe we were victorious, but we were robbed of the victory there.
I tell you full credit, I've got Ian Lewison going through, but by a single point. I thought that he produced a better work in the opening round, but I mean, actually throughout the 3 rounds I preferred his work, but good drive from Rossi in the 3rd round, which certainly tightened things up on my card. But I feel that Lewison deserves to go through. Hope he does, because I think it'll make a better final.
Ladies and gentlemen, result of semi-final number 2. We have a split decision.
Judge Ian John Lewis has scored this contest 29-28 in favour of Lewison. Judge Terry O'Connor scores this contest 29-28 in favour of Rossi, and John Keynes scores the contest 29-28 in favour of the winner and through to the final.
From Brooklyn, New York City.
Rossi's pitched it. It all went on that first round,
Rossi,
which was open to interpretation. And that has deflated this audience.
After Prizefighter, Ian has waited for a title shot. Richard Towers and Sam Sexton both turned down the opportunity to box Ian before Tom Dallas came forward and said that he would like the opportunity to box Ian for the Southern Area title. On September the 7th, they clash at Brawl in the Hall.
Ian Lewison, a very talented heavyweight. Everybody, boxing fans, boxing pundits, boxing experts, everybody recognizes the skill that this guy possesses. But the big question is, he's been around for many years and he's never really gotten out of first block. Everybody knows the potential he has, the talent he has. He's now drawn against a prospect, a former prospect, may I add, in the name of Tom Dallas.
My ambitions are to reach the top of the mountain and to get to the highest level, which is a world title, and along the way pick up other titles, i.e. British, Commonwealth, European. My first one will be against Dallas, which is the Southern Area title, and from that one I'll go on to British. And Dallas in himself, believing they could beat me, I think his team around him have more confidence than him, because they're the ones making the statements and everything, and Dallas is keeping quiet. Dallas is the sort of person, him and his team, they believe that he can beat me. That's total and utter bollocks. You'll never hear Dallas say that.
Okay, and so it's a crossroads fight for both fighters, I'm afraid. It just so happens I have a vested interest in one fighter, in Ian Lewison, because I train him, and I'm tipping him to be victorious. I believe he'll have too much in every department Yeah, in every department, I believe he'll have too much for Tom Dallas in every department, and I believe he'll be victorious, and I believe it'll be a stoppage. He will stop Tom Dallas.
I believe that what it is, him and his team are asking for this fight because they're trying to stand on the shoulders of giants and call themselves tall, but you know what? They're going to get knocked down. It's a far way to fall. Dallas's strengths, I honestly can't see any strengths. I believe I'm just gonna get in there and I'm gonna cut him down. It won't be a long fight, and it won't be an hard fight neither. I'm just gonna get in there and put it on him, and he's gonna fold.